Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are broadcasting live and recording live from Westport, Compo Beach, Westport. As you can see here, look out there, we're looking out to Long Island over there in Long Island Sound, and this is Westport. Today we have 3 generations of 911 here in the beautiful state of Connecticut with their owners. We are going to take them for a spin. We're going to form some conclusions, have a bit of banter, and you can join us along for the ride. So, going first, Paul, you have brought your 911 SC.
Yes.
Tell us about that. What have you got there?
It's a 1982 SC, 3-liter engine, 915 transmission, guards red, as you probably can tell. Tan interior, fun to drive. I've had it about 8 years. Bought it from a guy in Shelton, Connecticut, not too far from here. And he had the car for a number of years as well, and did a number of upgrades himself.
So it's a 3-liter, it's 915 gearbox, right?
Yes.
And which upgrades did he do on it then?
Well, I mean, he even changed like the windshield wiper arms. I mean, he was doing detailed stuff that you normally don't find.
But substantially, it's a standard car.
It's a standard car, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing he didn't do and I did was the chain tensioners, which is probably the biggest thing to do on a 3-liter engine.
Cool, cool.
You haven't had it done.
Well, we'll take that for a spin and see what that's like. And of course, we get to the best car here, which is the 996. I'm kidding. And Dave, what have you brought here today?
I brought my 1989 964 Carrera 4. It's a great car. I picked it up. It's guards red and was on black leather interior, but I changed it out for Recaro A8 seats, which are very rare set, especially in the red finish. I also kind of tweaked it a little bit. I'm known for kind of playing with these cars a little bit.
Well, you have your own Porsche business, don't you?
I have a Porsche shop. We specialize.
What's it called?
Bootsy Gear, B-U-T-Z-I Gear, named after Bootsy, who designed the 911. But basically, we take these cars, we service, maintain, but also kind of enhance and kind of play with them, personalize them for customers. But this is my personal car, done my own personal taste. It's a little lower than most may.
I see that, yeah. And it's a C4.
It's a C4. It's on KW suspension with solid monoball upper suspension components, as well as adjustable drop links and so forth to really dial everything in. Just great driving car. Had it about a year. Took about a year or so to actually get out and enjoy it. We're kind of backlogged at the shop, so it's it's a little difficult
it's waiting its turn
to enjoy my own. But I got it out this year, and it's been a really good year despite COVID and everything else. But it's just a really fun car, fun community to be part of.
Excellent. So let's take these 3 lovely cars for a spin. We'll swap cars, so we're not driving our own cars, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we are in the 964 together. My first drive in a 964 ever, and I love it. It is a cool car, especially this one, which is slammed down a bit in the guards red. Looks cool, feels cool, but it feels older. I wasn't expecting that actually initially. When I see a 964, I think that they're not that much different to my 996, but they are. But it doesn't take my. I'm still enjoying it. So we'll form opinions as we go. And I'm with my new friend Carl here. Carl, how you doing?
Good, sir. Thank you for having me along the ride.
No, not at all. Good to have you. It's a beautiful day here, so we picked a great day to do it. This car is so cool. That'll be 3rd gear, Carl. Let's try 2nd and see if that helps things.
Right.
Yeah, getting used to the gearbox here. There we go. Gearbox is lovely on this 964. It's nice to be in a manual Porsche actually. My 996 car, it's a Tiptronic, which is fine for my needs, right? You know, I zip around and it suits me fine. But being in a Porsche with a manual gearbox, just to allow that engine to needs to. You know, it's that's really nice. And I'm sitting much lower in this car, I think because of these Recaro seats maybe, which I quite like because they hug you in. But I'm sitting quite low in this car. And the roar of that engine from the back is a bit louder than in my 996, but it is nice. But it's more of a manual experience than in my 996, and I guess I'm going to feel that from Paul's car as well when I drive that. His 82 SC will be the next one that I drive, and I guess that'll feel even more manual. It's interesting, Carl, I was talking, a friend of mine brought his 992 over, and we test drove that on a video, and that went the other direction. My car felt really manual, you know, compared to that. That was had all the satellite navigation and heated steering wheels and auto matching revving and stuff like that on a manual gearbox, and the
got all the bells and whistles.
All the bells and whistles actually, and you know what? This doesn't feel a complete alien experience to my 996, nor to that 992.
Yeah.
You can tell that you're basically driving the same concept of car. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And as nice as these new cars are, it's really nice to be able to get in something nostalgic and
definitely
feel that power.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I think that's absolutely right. It's got character.
Yes.
Whereas I think the newer ones are losing that a little bit. So we're still recording live. Coming to you live in real time, recorded. So guys, what did we think? Dave, what did you think to the SC?
An SC's an SC. It's a great car. I mean,
yeah.
You can't go wrong with an SC. I love the 3-liter. It's a 911.
Yeah, they share a sort of a concept, don't we?
There's so much to say, but so much that you don't have to say once you've actually driven one. I mean, it's like, I find the SC is like a comfortable shoe.
Okay.
You know, just like a good, comfortable shoe.
Yeah.
You get in it, you can kind of drive around, putz around, and enjoy. Or you can...
Isn't that like the theme that binds them, all three of them, though? Because that's what I found about yours, I mean, yours feels a bit older than mine, and you can tell that, but the concept that binds us is that they're so usable.
Yeah.
I got into your car, I had a bit of trouble with the clutch, just getting used to the clutch at the beginning, but it felt...
Coming up off the floor.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But it felt really good, and once I got used to that, I love the gearbox, because I have a Tiptronic in my 996, and I bought that because at the time that's the type of journey that I was doing. But now having yours, and it just didn't feel, once you get used to it, and I was sitting lower, it doesn't feel, you can tell that the three of them are 911s.
Yeah.
Paul, what did you make of the...
Very practical.
Yeah, it's really practical and usable. What did you make of the 996, Paul?
Well, it felt, after having an 82 and going into yours, it felt much more like a modern car.
Yeah.
I mean, just the dashboard, the seating, the whole, it's a more solid car, I think. The SC, as much as I love it, you know, it's a little loose.
Yeah.
It's 30.
And I felt that in the 964 as well. I mean, my car's 17 years old. This is what, an 89? Yes, that's 31 years old, and that's 38 years old. So they're going to feel a bit different. And I was saying to Carl, I drove a 992. A friend of mine brought a 992 over, and I compared his with mine. And again, the usability was there, you know. But his felt just like a perfectly modern car, because that's what it was.
Right. The only thing I didn't like about it was it's silver. It's not red.
And I will point out Paul's shoes at this stage, which match his top, which matches his car.
I thought that was the theme of the day, was red. That's how he started.
Yeah, you didn't tell anybody that was the theme.
And it would have been nice to have a stick, but you know, I understand where you're coming from with the Tiptronic. You know,
I could tell there was a bit less power in the 964.
You have to open it up.
Oh, do you?
All these are cooled, and if you're going to drive Paul's car, you're going to find the same thing. You have to be above 4,500 RPMs.
Yeah, I mean, that's
to
where
really
click
feel
in.
power.
Oh, really? Okay. So mine's very different there, because I feel power.
After this, you can do some bonus footage. I'll take you for a drive in that, and you can get your reaction.
Bonus footage.
This is kind of bonus footage that I... Yeah. Because
I'll show you what the 964 is all about.
brown trousers moment, code brown. Yeah, okay.
Brought to you by Bootsy Gear.
But yes. That's why it's called Bootsy Gear. Yeah, Bootsy has two meanings, I think. But very
Right,
cool.
no, I enjoyed the drive. I mean, it's like I said, solid car.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we were just doing town roads here, so
Yeah.
you know, but enjoyable. It's a real enjoyable.
Dave, I couldn't get yours to go above 8,000, 8,500 revs.
Yeah, that's what we said.
And that's what I did the entire journey.
Yeah.
First gear.
Your first gear. It doesn't have to go in first gear, right, Carl?
Yeah, it's
We had it go.
It's got
That's
5.
it.
I think we saw flames.
6 gears somewhere in there.
I think we saw flames coming out the back, but it's probably all
Yeah,
right.
it burned the front end of your car. Just so you know.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought so.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but it'd probably start and go again. It's probably all right.
I think so. I know a good mechanic.
Yeah. Well, shall we swap again then, and go our journey back and have a bit more comment when we get the other end? How about that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So we are off and away now in the 911 SC from 1982, and this doesn't feel too different actually from the 964. The gearbox is not quite as streamlined or as easy to use as the 964, but it doesn't feel a lot different actually, I don't think, from that car. And serendipitously we caught up with Nick Murray, who is leading the pack in his 993 and filming for his own channel. So it's good to shake Nick's hand and say hello to him. But now look at this, 993, 996, 964 and 911 SC all in a row. How cool is that? So it rides well. It's a softer ride than the 964, which of course has been dialed in according to Dave's his preferences, and why not. This is a softer riding car. It feels much more like my 996, but again it's that lovely blend of ride and handling which I've stalled. But again, it's that lovely blend of ride and handling that you only get from a 911. It's a sports car, but also it's usable. It's just very usable. And even though this car is 1982, which is 21 years older than my 996, you could use this very easily actually. And I'm just loving this actually. This is a really lovely car. I'm sitting higher up as well. I think it was probably something to do with the seats on Dave's 964 there. Yeah, loving today actually. This is like heaven for a Porsche fan. Be able to drive 3 different Porsches in one day, and it's such a nice day that all the YouTubers are out, as we've seen. So yeah, gearbox is an experience. This is not a G50. G50s, we think, what are they, 87, 88. This is a different experience. It takes a bit of getting used to, if I'm really honest. But I'm getting there. It just takes a little bit of understanding its idiosyncrasies, and then you're off to the races. And I don't want to do any wrenching or anybody to anybody's car, so I'm just taking it very gingerly. But it has 5 gears, and it cruises along well. I'm comfortable. These seats are lovely, and just enjoying myself in this lovely 911. Trying to find gears. So he warned me about second, that second was a bit notchy, and just sort of have 2 goes at getting it in before you do it. But actually, you know what? I'm finding third, the one that is hardest to find. There we go, I found it. Wow, I shall sleep well tonight, you guys. Enjoying these 2 drives of these wonderful motor cars. They are not so different to each other actually. That's the conclusion I'm forming. Usable cars that get more and more usable and more modern as you go forward, through the years and through the generations of 911s. And I'm relatively new to the Porsche world, right? So I don't come in with any preconceived ideas here. My first Porsche I bought in March of this year, so I'm just taking as I find here. and finding third, which is very good. And we're pulling back into the car park after a really lovely drive. We only went up and down the road really. Probably did 5 miles in each car, maybe 7 miles in each car. But plenty enough to get a good opinion of a car. This car rides well, handles well, it's comfortable, and in that it shares everything with my car. It's plenty fast enough, especially if you dial it up beyond the 4,000 revs, as I say, and just had a thoroughly nice time in it. And thanks a lot to Paul for loaning it to me and letting me have a go in it. Paul, I found 800 bucks in your car. I kept it. I thought I might have dropped it. Wasn't sure if it was yours.
1,000, so that means
I thought,
200.
So you know, I thought I probably.
Pay for these things somehow.
I'm pretty sure I dropped it, but I'm, you know.
That was a tip money. Was tip money.
You don't mind if I gave myself the benefit of the doubt there, do you?
No, just leave me like gas money for the way home. You want butt?
More of that. You've got it. Yeah. So guys, wow, this is just lovely to see, isn't it?
Casting the largest shadow on your car right now. It should probably move, no?
Yeah, you should actually. That's right. If you could just move. No, I'm kidding. What do we think then, Dave? What do you reckon to the 996?
996 is awesome.
It's cool, isn't it?
I have a 996 turbo.
Oh, do you?
So I'm kind of partial to the 996 chassis as well.
Yeah.
But I always say, I mean, you really can't go wrong with a 911 no matter what it is. 996. Don't get that confused with sex.
I'll try not to.
Is a great car. A lot of people, you know, they snicker about the headlights and things, but if that's all you could really pull out of it and snicker about,
it's down to personal taste, isn't it? Yeah.
So.
Paul, what did you make of the 964?
This was a driving experience, a good one. I mean, a lot of power.
Matches your shoes as well, which is brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, any car that
Do you only
like
drive?
shoes is
You
a
only
good car.
drive red Porsches, do you?
What's that?
You only drive red Porsches because of the
I have
shoes?
3 of them.
Yeah, yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the Targa's kind of the bastard son.
It's not red, right?
It's not red. It's more of a burgundy.
Not interested in
I haven't
it.
gotten those shoes yet.
Burgundy's
It's
kind
an
of red.
Different red. There's a little bit more something else in it.
Yeah. What did you make of Dave's car, the 964?
I mean, a lot of power, nice clean shifting, and compared to my 915,
I noticed that.
Notice the difference.
Do you know what? Second, I took your advice and sort of took my time with it.
Yeah.
Third, I struggled to find.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it's a little chunky in
Yeah.
the third.
Yeah, yeah.
And but you know, once you live with the car for a while, you know all the little idiosyncrasies with the car.
Yeah.
Now, it didn't take long for me to get used to the clutch here, because you know you
Yeah.
feel it.
Very similar, isn't it? Yeah.
But you can see where it'd be an easy car to drive.
Yeah.
Nice clean shifts, everything. Great power.
I'm still looking for the clutch in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't find it.
I added a pedal to your car while I took.
Oh,
it
you
out.
did?
I did.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
It felt a little dead.
Yeah, it was just kind of like.
I was smoking my pipe in yours and dropped
Did
it.
you? Yeah.
Do you think I should go and look for that, or be all
I
right?
got a little car sick in yours, so
Did you?
It kind of evens out. You know.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll give it a wipe.
There's no bag or anything in there, but.
No, no.
But no, all 3 cars. Well, I drive my car, but all the other 2 cars, different experience, a lot of fun.
Don't you think though that you can tell you're driving a 911? They share that usability. Okay, the gearboxes are all different, but that's what I was saying. You know, it's one of the main things I was saying on my journey back. Actually, is they just all feel the same concept, just delivered in a different way. A bit more modernity in some of them, and you know, but less in maybe yours. But I felt there was more of a closeness between the 964 and the SC than maybe there is to the 996. I felt those two felt very similar actually.
Well, we'll have to get a 993 here.
We need to do that actually, don't we?
And
Yeah.
We passed a couple on the way over.
Yeah.
But
Maybe Nick Murray, he could lend us his
Next
car.
step
We don't want Nick on the video, obviously, but kidding, Nick, kidding. Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I think you can tell the progression of
yeah,
great, you know, Porsche built cars, you know,
yeah.
to where they are now.
They always got better. I think that's the biggest thing is, you know, body style changes, and some people, you know, the aesthetics, people, and when they went to water cooled, it was like end of the world. But then, you know, the reality is that a 996 is, I don't want to say better than a 993, but
Even though we all know,
evolved,
well, I
you
think
know,
I think we basically all agreed that my car wins this, right? So I'll just stop the
we should
film.
race.
Wins it?
We should have a race.
What?
Wins what? Well, wins everything.
What are we talking about?
Everything. Everything.
$800 you found under your
The
seat.
$800
Yeah.
you found on my car.
Well, I only
Which,
said I
by the
found
way, don't cash it into the
I-
bank right
yeah,
now.
no.
The serial numbers might be a little.
that 800,000 that I. Well, it did look a bit smudged actually. That $800 I found in your car.
Yeah, I
But
mean, there's a printing.
I wasn't sure. I think I dropped it though because I'm giving myself the benefit of the doubt, and you're okay with that. Though. Cool. Okay. Well, look. there you have it, folks. There's the verdict. The 996 wins everything. And Paul's coming up behind me. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this kind of ridiculousness, hit the subscribe button and smash that like button. And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching.